Previously on Selman Saga.
The tension between Iron Man and Batman gave birth to the multiverse problem. This problem, which pitted different heroes against each other in different universes, had reached serious levels. But Aquaman, who was trying to ensure the peace of his kingdom without knowing all this, was about to experience his first multiverse problem. The name of the problem is Namor.
Hey, that's me, Selman, and this is my saga. Selman Saga.
Namor moved with powerful steps through the silent corridors of the deep waters. In the mysterious depths of the Atlantic Ocean, his name had spread like a wave of fear and terror. For years they had lived in his world, hiding from humans. But now he had passed through the gates of the parallel universe, the opportunity he had waited centuries for to establish his own kingdom. Before arriving at one of the underwater habitats, Namor signaled his loyal warriors to safety. The city beneath the waters had been built with beauty and grace, but now it was vulnerable to Namor's attack. Namor's footsteps echoed in the ears of the people who had abandoned the underwater city. Many were desperately seeking refuge, but it was impossible to escape Namor's shadow. Namor's decisive steps struck fear into the hearts of those who hoped to build their own kingdom. The ruler of the deep waters approached the door of one of the underwater habitats. His eyes lit up as he saw the opportunity he sought to build his own kingdom. Opening the door with a powerful blow, Namor was greeted by the leader of the underwater habitat. The leader was ready to do everything in his power to stop Namor's attack. Namor, however, coolly stepped forward and stood in front of the leader. "I am Namor, ruler of the deep waters," Namor called out, raising his voice to show his authority. "I have taken over your kingdom. Submit to me and serve me, or you will be destroyed." The leader met Namor's threat with courage. "We will never accept a tyrant like you," he said firmly. "We are a society living in peace and harmony. We have only one leader, Aquaman. Your attacks cannot harm us." Namor's eyes widened in admiration of the leader's courage. For a moment, the waves of anger and bitterness within him calmed. But then the ambition to build his own kingdom flared up again, and Namor's face took on a determined expression. "Aquaman?" laughed Namor. "And where is he now? Will he be able to protect you from me? He left you alone. If he is your leader, why doesn't he protect you?" The leader glared angrily. "Rest assured, Aquaman's curse will be upon you. Your greed will only cause more pain and destruction." These speeches did not stop Namor's destruction, and he took over the underground city and slaughtered those who would not submit to him. It was a blow that would plunge the long peaceful water people into war. In the silent depths of the Atlantic, Aquaman's heart pounded with unrest as the screams of the inhabitants of the underwater kingdom echoed. The protector of the deep waters felt a force disturbing the balance of the seas. A sense of confusion disturbed him and broke the silence of the deep ocean depths. When his royal advisors brought him news, he heard about the state of the underwater settlements. Feeling that his peace under the waters was in danger, he decided to act immediately. "I am going to find a force attacking the underwater kingdom," he told his advisors in a determined voice. His advisors said, "My king, it will take 2 days for the army to assemble. You need to wait a bit. Do not go alone." "Don't worry, I am never alone," Aquaman said with a confident smile. Aquaman summoned the power of the waters and moved silently through the depths of the Atlantic. When he reached one of the settlements of the underwater kingdom, he saw signs of destruction. Destroyed buildings, a fearful populace, and Namor's tracks made clear the extent of his attack. When Aquaman arrived at one of the underwater kingdom's settlements, he was met with a horrifying sight. Namor's men had sacked the settlements and established an occupying community. Houses were destroyed and the people scattered in fear. As the guardian of the sea, Aquaman was stunned by the sight. What power could have done this? Aquaman thought as he surveyed the destroyed buildings and fearful people. When Namor's men saw him coming, they were caught off guard and retreated in confusion as Aquaman approached the men. A strong determination could be felt beneath his royal robes. "Who committed this atrocity?" he asked in a stern voice. Namor's men looked at each other with looks of suspicion. But one mustered courage and stood before Aquaman. "The mercy of Namor, ruler of the waters, has come here," he said. Aquaman smiled wryly. "Let Namor come before me and see the true ruler of the waters." At this moment, Namor's shadow appeared from the depths of the underwater settlement. "Let us see what the one who claims to be the true ruler looks like," Namor said with a mysterious smile. "You are now in Namor's waters, Jester. Submit or die." "Namor," Aquaman said coldly, his voice echoing through the halls of the underwater habitat. "Is there any explanation for your actions? My waters will be your grave." Namor smiled, looking into Aquaman's eyes. I am the ruler of your waters. What I have done so far is but a foretaste of what I will do. Aquaman pursed his lips in fury. I will ask you for every life you have taken. Namor responded to Aquaman's threat with laughter. I don't think you know how to speak, I'll teach you, he said proudly. Suddenly, Namor's men became serious and armed. My men, the order to capture the King of the Sea. Aquaman's eyes flashed in momentary surprise as he turned to Namor's men. But in the silence of the deep waters, the restless movements of the sharks could be felt. Aquaman reacted instantly and summoned the sharks. The sharks quickly rose to the surface and swarmed towards Namor's men. Screams rose in panic and the waters turned bloody. Aquaman took the opportunity to escape and make his way deeper into the waters. Namor's men had been neutralized by sharks. Aquaman had done what was necessary to ensure the safety of his people. But this battle was only the beginning. The conflict between the two rulers of the seas would only intensify, and the balance of the deep waters would be in grave danger. Aquaman, I'll let you in on a secret. I'm never alone. With these words, Aquaman and Namor advanced towards each other, and the clash began. They attacked each other with powerful blows and underwater combat techniques. This clash between the waves reflected the power struggle between the two rulers of the deep waters. Aquaman and Namor's fight turned into a fierce struggle underwater. Both sides were doing everything to protect their kingdoms. They challenged each other with powerful blows and strategic maneuvers, but it was unclear which side would gain the upper hand. Aquaman attacked Namor with his underwater superspeed, but Namor was not idle. He managed to defend himself from these attacks. Namor made a sudden attack with his trident. Aquaman summoned his own trident to deal with Namor's trident. Deep in the Atlantic Ocean, the clash between Aquaman and Namor turned into a bloody battle. Both rulers were fiercely determined to protect their respective kingdoms and attacked each other relentlessly. Namor summoned the few men who had managed to escape the sharks and had them attack Aquaman. Aquaman was distracted by Namor's men and failed to notice the trident coming towards him. Aquaman was seriously injured in the shoulder, and Namor's men did not let him breathe. Thinking that victory was inevitable, Namor advanced towards Aquaman and grabbed his trident. Aquaman's arms and legs were held by Namor's men. Namor was waiting to deliver the final blow with his trident in his hand. Don't worry, the whole underwater world will be at my mercy, Namor said happily in victory. Aquaman was on the verge of a nervous breakdown, and with his last ounce of strength, he shouted, I alone am the ruler of the oceans, and unleashed a powerful wave of energy. No one around him could withstand the blast. As Namor was tossed in the water by the blast, Aquaman quickly summoned his trident and moved towards Namor at super speed. Grabbing Namor by the throat, he said, Obey the true king or die, and plunged his trident into Namor's heart. In the darkness of the deep waters, Aquaman's cries of victory echoed. Namor's men retreated, accepting the defeat of their leader. When they saw Aquaman's strength and determination, they realized it was pointless to resist any longer. The ruler of the deep waters accepted Aquaman's leadership and declared the battle over. Aquaman stood at the end of the battle, exhausted but triumphant. His eyes looked at the ruins of underwater habitats and the scars of the battle, but he knew that no such powerful opponent would come from his own waters. He would get to the bottom of this and find out what had happened.